Good morning, it's Kylie from Theme Parks for Grown-Ups. We are here at Universal Orlando in the parking lot ready to go in because today is the first day of Mardi Gras 2021. So every year Universal has a Mardi Gras celebration and usually has a big parade and people throwing beads and all of these things. Things are a little different this year, obviously, due to our current circumstances in the world. So everything's gonna be a bit modified. This is actually my first Mardi Gras, so it'll be a first experience for me all around, so I won't really know too much of a difference. I've seen lots of videos, so I know that things are going to look different than they have in the past, so it's going to be a different experience. But I'm going to kind of give my review as a first timer and show you what they have to offer this year and how it's been changing since prior Mardi Gras celebrations. So with all that said, I have my Mardi Gras mask and I'm ready to go into Universal Orlando and show you guys what it's all about this year. There it is, it's a party. They're welcoming us with some loud, festive music. And here we are, Mardi Gras International Flavors of Carnival, today through March 28th. I am so excited to go in. So instead of the parade, they parked the floats on the street, which is super fun. And they have characters up top and characters on the bottom, and the characters on the bottom are throwing beads to people who are passing by, and it's really fun. They have music playing that's really loud. So the floats are parked outside the stage. You can see the stage over here, the big stage by Rip Ride. And they've got gloves and masks on while they toss beads to people. And they've got another big float parked on the right side of the stage that you can take photos with and get really close to if you want. So around the theme park they have some little booths, some little food booths that are serving Mardi Gras themed treats and snacks and food. Behind me is the Bloody Mary stand, which sounds very interesting. Literally just Bloody Marys, that's all they're selling. And then of course there's beignets around here somewhere. We're gonna seek out some food. So twisted taters are kind of a signature dish at Universal. And for Mardi Gras, they have the twisted taters with Cajun spices, and then you can also get it with sausage and andouille queso. For an additional $2 is the queso, and it's $10.99 for the twisted taters with andouille. Sounds pretty good. So each booth is inspired by a different country, and this is the Brazil booth over by New York. And this one has things like crispy pulled chicken, shrimp coconut cream stew, and it looks like a dessert as well, and some alcoholic drinks. I'm loving these pongo tables that are set up for Mardi Gras. And then all the little lampposts have little jester hats on, which is really cute. We are gonna go over and see another float that's parked. So we have some stilt walkers in their Mardi Gras best, walking around, waving, taking pictures. And then another giant float is right here parked in front of the Tribute Store that has all the Mardi Gras merch and a lot of food inside of it. So we are gonna get in line for the Tribute Store in just a moment. And on this side they have some more Mardi Gras characters throwing beads. Around the park they have these structures from the floats and other things just kind of parked for some atmosphere, but also there's a little stage in front of here, so that must mean there must be a performer or a musician getting ready to perform right there. Here's another float. I do love that all the floats are spaced out throughout the park, and so you can take a look at the parade floats without crowding so much. And it's like a little surprise around every corner. Just like, here's a float, there's a float. The food booths are also spaced out throughout Universal too, so you'll find them all around. Like this one is over here by the entrance of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. And you're gonna find the Puerto Rican themed Mardi Gras food in this area. And then a couple of statues so you can take pictures with them. And it looks like there's one more, and this is the Cuba booth. Cuban sandwiches, Cuban flan, plantain chips. Okay, it is time to go into the Tribute Store. The little stage we passed by is actually for a performer to stand and wave and take pictures. It's kind of an inconvenient spot for this food booth though, because people are getting in line for the Italy food booth while they greet. And here it is, the front of the Tribute Store. We're gonna go inside and look at all the merchandise and all the different rooms that they have to offer. I have not seen it yet, so I'm excited. Heading into the Tribute Store. This is the line right now, and it actually doesn't look too bad. I'm assuming it's going to be about 20 minutes. That wasn't a long wait at all. That was maybe like 5 minutes, and now I'm at the front of the line. So it looks like people are moving through pretty quickly. So even if the line is long at the Tribute Store, it shouldn't take you too long to get inside. Walking in, there's tribute to jazz artists, and then you get in and it's like a New Orleans garden. It's all peaceful and it has some jazz music playing. Have some glasses here that say "Let the good times roll." Some shot glasses that say, what do they say? "Party like a pirate." Mardi Gras sweatshirt. Then there's this display, jazz showcase in the corner. Some more merchandise right here. Looks like a t-shirt. Some Mardi Gras socks. Lanyards. Keychains. License plate. Some decorative items. A rubber ducky. These hilarious hats. Whole wall of masks, and then you can buy your own masks over here. And then some beads and feather boas you can purchase. Heading into this room, it looks like it's inspired by the tombs and gravestones that you can visit in the French Quarter at New Orleans. So it's kind of creepy and kind of cool and dimly lit. This is really neat. Buy some creepy skull merchandise, if you so feel. Power bead bracelets, ooh, and voodoo dolls. Nice. Loads of beads, and these ones are kind of special because they have these big trinkets on them. So Mardi Gras time, Mardi Gras queen. It's like a unicorn. It's good to be king. Some bigger beads up here. And then they are buy two, get one free, $6 each. I am really digging this room. It's actually really peaceful, and you can kind of hear some of the jazz music, some outside elements. I would totally just listen to this all day. Ooh, there's beads in all the trees. How cool. And they have this photo opportunity. Ooh, photo op background. Tombstones. Use the hashtag Tribute Store. One of the graves says Universal Studios Florida. Just a simple backdrop. I'm sure these names mean something, but I don't know them. But if you do, comment who they are. Christian Benoit. Ooh. This is cool. This is like the pirate room. How neat. Oh, I love it so much. I love this immersive theming they do in here. It's so fun. How cool is this? So they have some pirate merchandise here. So it looks like lots of skulls. A lot of the merchandise looks the same that we've seen in other rooms, but these Party Like a Pirate shirts are in here. Sweatshirt. Looks like some like giant gold doubloons, and then some Party Like a Pirate candy. Ooh, a milk chocolate alligator. Is that just a giant chocolate coin?
Yeah.
That is. This is a giant chocolate coin. Alright, final room. This is where you're going to find all the food, and it is dressed up like the Bayou. Very New Orleans. drippy, swampy, cool. This is cool. I love the way this looks. This says shipwrecked pirate skulls, and so these are gummies that actually are moving with the air. Looks like they're talking. That's creepy. And then you find the cookies and cakes and Mardi Gras themed treats over here. So in the treat case over here, bananas Foster cheesecake pops, a king cake, vegan brownie, skull, chocolate covered bourbon pop, that sounds good, masquerade cookie, Mardi Gras vanilla cake with cinnamon swirl, moon pie, Mardi Gras macaron donut, praline cookie, and salted caramel praline sandwich. And then the last booth is the Bayou Bites, which you'll find like a couple savory items like pastries and looks like a sausage wrapped in dough, like a pastry. And that's the end of the tribute store. On the way out, we have this display here. So I ended up getting the king cake because it's a traditional treat for Mardi Gras, and especially here at Universal. It comes topped with a cookie and frosting and lots of sprinkles, sugar crystals. It looks beautiful, so hopefully it'll taste good too. Great for Instagram, of course. Over at the Germany booth, they had a German performer handing out beads, standing on this stage over here. Now he's gone. This is where you can get some of the German food, Bavarian pretzel and schnitzel. It looks like vegan bratwurst, which is good. And then they have the German Stein up front. So this is the Mardi Gras king cake. I thought it might be filled with something, but it is not. It's basically just a sweet roll, looks like a cinnamon sweet roll, topped with icing and sugar crystals, and then of course the sugar cookie with icing. So we're gonna give it a try and see how it tastes. Alrighty, first bite of the king cake. That's basically how I imagined it to be. Kind of tastes like a cinnamon roll. It's a sweet bread, sweet roll with icing on top. Not very sweet, not like a super sweet cinnamon roll, but it has that kind of cinnamon base texture, taste of a cinnamon roll. Bready, thick. Icing just tastes like icing, like a cinnamon roll icing, and then sugar on top. Nothing that I would rave about. I honestly kind of want to try the beignets and see if they're like ultimately a lot better or the better choice. It's cute, definitely cute for your Instagram or for your YouTube videos to be like, hey, I went to Mardi Gras. So it's kind of like a staple in that way, and it's a traditional dessert or treat that's served around this time, so I understand it, but I feel like they could have done better, definitely. Good, it's good. By the way, I got the jambalaya over at this kiosk. It's the New Orleans kiosk that's to the left of the big plaza stage. On the right is another New Orleans kiosk. And the beignets are somewhere else entirely. So we're gonna find them. So I found the beignet stand. It's kind of hidden back here. But you'll see the big statue right in front. And then right here is where you find the beignets, and it looks like the crawfish and shrimp boil that's new. And then to get your bearings, Transformers is here, and Mel's Drive-In is over here, and then there's a big float. The crew of Dionysus is right in front of Mel's, and so that's where you'll find the beignets. So we're gonna get in line for that. So you can kind of see the shrimp boil on display there. Actually looks really good. It's got corn and potatoes and shrimp and Cajun seasoning and andouille sausage. Looks good. Alrighty, we are going to try the jambalaya first, and then we are going to have a beignet and see how they do. So, first up, has a really good taste. Just a little bit of spice. Not spicy at all, really. So if you don't like spice and you're worried about how Cajun-y or how spicy it might be, don't worry because it's not that spicy. It is flavored well though, it does taste good. It's a little cold because I waited too long. I think it would be really good when it's fresh and warm. But it's a pretty decent size and it's pretty good. So I think it's worth it. It's worth the price, I think. And now we're gonna try the beignets. So the beignets are $5.99 and you get 4 of them in a bag. So it's a pretty good deal too. Yeah, they're pretty good. Joey, fresh. Tastes like a beignet. I think this is way better choice than the king cake for sure. You get a pretty decent amount and they taste good. They taste more flavorful. Okay, we are heading out of Universal and I will give you my honest review when I get back to the car. By the way, you can get a lot of the merchandise you see in the Tribute Store right here in the Universal Studios store at the entrance. Looks like most of it is here and there's a little bit of theming in there, so it's kind of fun. So you don't have to go into the Tribute Store in order to pick up most of the merchandise. And with that, we are leaving the park. If you are here, if you're an annual pass holder, a local, or if you already have a Universal plan, Universal vacation already planned and you already plan on coming down during this time, it's a fun time. I really loved seeing the floats. I loved seeing the performers out and interacting with people. You know, they had elements of the past events like throwing beads. There was lots of food, tons of food, kiosks everywhere. Things were kind of hard to find. I think that's one of my critiques of the whole thing is like I didn't really know where to go for the kiosks. And so as far as like the New Orleans kiosk, there was 3 of them and I was looking everywhere for those beignets and then I finally found them because I asked a team member about it. So that's one thing, is things kind of are spread out, which is good. Like it's spread out for a reason. So not everyone's congregating in one area. Although there was a few moments where it felt very congested because they had floats or performers in one area and they also had a kiosk right next to it, so there are people in line but also taking photos, so it just kind of got really convoluted and just crowded in one place or another. However, it was fun. I will say that the food didn't really quite live up to what I was expecting it to be. Unfortunately, it's hard not to compare it to Disney and what they do during their events at Epcot. I will say that Epcot just has a better menu and like it's just more creative and more tasty. Things are cheaper here, so take that for what you will. Just in the past, I've seen YouTube videos of the Mardi Gras events just be huge and crazy and super big parties and just loads of fun. So I guess it's a little disappointing, but it was fun. Like it was nice and I was glad to see that some of those elements were coming back and adding a little spice to the parks. So I'm happy that it's there and I'm happy that they're doing it. It's just, you just don't come into it expecting it to be the giant party that it was in the past, is really what it comes down to. But it was fun and I'm glad that I experienced it for the first time. I liked all the music that was playing throughout. I liked seeing the performers. The floats were really cool. It was nice to have like different options for food instead of just like the regular stuff we eat all the time. In conclusion, it was fun. I don't know how many times I have to say that, but I enjoyed it. And if you have any questions about the event or how it was handled or anything like that, go ahead and drop them in the comments below. Otherwise, you can find me on Instagram at Theme Parks for Grownups, and find some links in the description below too, as far as where you'll find me online. And I have some free planning goodies for those of you traveling to Disney World. I have a budget guide and some other courses, things, all that is listed and linked below. So go ahead and take a look at that. Otherwise, thanks so much for joining me today, and I will see you at the parks.